Alrighty guys, this here is my second video in my video blog for my planning of the PCT. Basically what I'm going to be doing in this video is showing y'all all the gear that I have so far for the actual thru-hike. I've tested a lot of this gear out on camping trips and I'm liking a lot of the setup. So I'm basically gonna run y'all through what I've used so far, and this isn't even everything either, which is kind of crazy because before last year I didn't own a single piece of camping or hiking gear at all. I didn't even have the right shoes for camping or hiking. But yeah, this is basically what I've stocked up so far, and a lot of it is because of help from friends, or some of it is actually some do-it-yourself gear, which I'll show y'all here in a few. But alright, I guess I'll start with my pack here. This pack is what they call an internal frame pack. It's like got this whole like crazy like plastic frame on the inside, but this is a Osprey brand. It's called this one is Aether 70 liter, and I've used it a few times. I've loaded this thing up with about 50 pounds at its most, and I like it. It also has a rain cover. The hood comes up here. This is what they call the brain, which you can fill up, and I really like it. It's comfy. It's not what you would call ultralight, but I like the fact that it has a lifetime warranty, so that's kind of nice to have that peace of mind. You know, if it ever breaks on me on trail, I can just call them up and they'll definitely send you a new one if it's you know, something major on their part. But yeah, this is one of the big three. The big three is basically your pack, your sleep system, and your shelter. So this is my pack. I forget how much it weighs, but like I said, it's not really ultralight, but I love it. It's one of my favorite shades of green. And I got my patches here for the places I've hiked so far, because I've been out to the Smokies, I've been out on the Lone Star Trail, and I've done some hiking out in Oregon. Alright, next piece of gear I have here are, I guess I'll go with these. These are trekking poles, and I got these at Walmart for like 13 bucks. They're basically like help you walk, and it gives you a little more balance when you're, you know, hiking up or down or creek crossings and stuff. I went cheap because I never used them before, and I kind of wanted to get used to them. But I really like these. I mean, they're not ultra light either, but I've grown used to them. I took some racket tape and put them around the handles here to kind of give it a little more comfort. And these are probably the ones I'm going to take with me on trail if they last me. If they do end up breaking on me, then I'll upgrade and get some lighter ones now that I'm used to using them. And I actually bought these here to help with holding them, because the straps kind of after a while, if you hike like a full day, just you know, hiking with the poles, they kind of like were giving me like burns on the inside of like my thumb. So the gloves definitely help. Next I'll go with, I guess, my shelter. And the plan right now is to use a hammock. So this is basically my hammock shelter. So you pretty much tie a rope in between both trees that your hammock is hanging from, and then you throw this tarp over it and you tie it off, and it kind of keeps the rain off of you. And depending on how close you hang it to your hammock, it kind of keeps you warm, kind of keeps you insulated. I got this off of Amazon for like, I think it was $30, but it's worked out pretty good for me. I've taken it out on a few camping trips already. It did really well in Oregon, and it also took a really bad rainstorm and on the Lone Star Trail a few trips ago, and it kept me dry all night. And I mean, it was monsoon type rain, so I might upgrade to something a little lighter or something a little more versatile. This one only has 4 tie-outs, and I want something with about 8 or 10, so I can pitch it on the ground in case I can't find any trees to hang from. Because the plan is to basically right now use these and the tarp to pretty much make my own tent. If I can't find any trees to hang from when I'm hiking. So I might upgrade to something a little more versatile down the road. But this is my tarp for now, and basically my shelter. As for my sleeps, well, let me show you all this thing here. This is my tent, and I don't know, I've been debating on whether or not I should go with a tent or a hammock, but I do have the tent as an option. It's a 3-season, 1-person tent. I've used it about 2 times, and I liked it. It was very roomy for what I needed. It was plenty of space. I had enough space to bring my pack in and keep my gear out of the rain. The rainfly worked well, and it's a pretty solid tent. I like it. I forget how much it weighs. It's kind of heavy, but I think it would work well on the trail. But since I am going hammock, this is my hammock here. It's a double nest, which means it's big enough for 2 people. That just makes it a lot more comfortable for me to sleep in, because I can kind of sleep sideways, and it gives me more space in general. I love sleeping on the hammock. It's been nice being able to sleep comfortably without a bed. It's really convenient. So this is the one I'm bringing with me. I've done some upgrades to it, like the place where you tie it off, like here. I changed those to like thinner ropes called whoopee slings. They're a lot more adjustable, and I went ahead and got some tree straps instead of ropes for the get hanging it from the tree. And those are lighter than the ropes it came with, so it kind of helped me save some weight. When you're camping in a hammock, even though you do have a sleeping bag, your back still gets cold because you're pressing down on the sleeping bag. So what some people do is they buy an underquilt, and the underquilt basically hangs under the hammock. And I actually went ahead and made this one. Well, my mom helped me make it, and because underquilts are very expensive. A cheap one would be a good one would be about $100. I mean, if you're spending anything less than that, you're gonna get something pretty crappy and cheap. And so I made this one out of a down quilt. I had my mom sew some channels in it, ran some shop cord through it, and I'll actually take it out. So here it is out, and see, here's the shock cord, and I had my mom sew these things on here, and these things are sewn onto the shock cord, and this clips onto the hammock suspension, and it kind of hangs down under there. But this was a lot cheaper than buying a $200 underquilt. And this thing worked out great. I used it in Oregon, and it got really cold out there, and this kept me warm. This and the sleeping bag combo was great. And let me put this back in the stuff sack. Alright, so the next piece of gear is my sleeping bag, and this one is a Marmot. I got it at REI. It's a 3-season, goes up to 33 degrees. I think with the hammock, underquilt, and this bag, I should be good the whole trail during the whole season. I'm a pretty warm sleeper. I get hot very easily, so I think I'll be good with this. I mean, it's pretty heavy for sleeping bags, 3 pounds 3 ounces. But I like it. I've used it a few times. I've used it in about 30-degree weather with a sleeping bag liner, and I was fine. And so this will be my sleep setup, my shelter, and my pack. And this is a secondary option just in case. I also have bug protection because the bugs can get pretty nasty, and my hammock doesn't have a bug net, so I got this thing here. It's a Chill Gorilla brand. I've used this about 2 times out on the Lone Star Trail because the mosquitoes here in Houston are ridiculous in the summer. But it's kind of heavy. I might actually make my own bug net. There's a way to make a lighter bug net, and so I might upgrade this, but I do have a bug net because, like I said, on the trail, supposedly in Oregon, the mosquitoes get crazy, and there's no way you can really escape them. So a bug net is a way to go, and this thing goes around my whole hammock. I'll actually maybe show y'all some pictures in the next video, or if I can figure out a way to get pictures of my setup in this video, I'll do it. This is all new to me, by the way. I'm trying out a new video program, so it might be a little better than the last one. I'm sure the quality of these will get better as I go along. But so yeah, that's my big 3 so far. Oh, and this is part of the big 3, I guess. I'm bringing this even though I'm sleeping in a hammock. This is a sleeping pad. You use this when you're sleeping in a tent or on the ground. It basically keeps you off the cold ground, and it's pretty comfortable. I've slept on it a few times, and I'm bringing this with me in case I can't find a place to hang. I can, I have my bed, and I can also use this as a sit pad when I want to take a break. And it's always nice to have the option to lay on the ground. And I mean, this thing doesn't really weigh nothing, so I can just tie it to the back of my pack and just even forget it's there. And it's always just nice to have that option. So lastly, for my sleeping and I guess whatnot gear is this little inflatable pillow. This thing is awesome. This sleeping bag here is a mummy bag with a hood, so like the head is kind of like a hood shape, and this pillow is made to fit inside the hood of this bag. So it's pretty cool how I can like use the sleeping bag hood as a pillowcase for this thing, and it's a really comfy pillow. I like it. It doesn't weigh anything either, and it packs down. It can probably pack down smaller than this. I just didn't really like put it away all that well. All this stuff can probably pack down smaller. This can definitely pack down smaller. I just shoved the hell out of everything in there. I had just gotten back from Oregon a couple weeks ago, and I took all this stuff with me, so I used it out there and I kind of packed in a hurry. But let's see here. Alright, so this thing here is called a bear canister, and it's a very specific piece of gear because I only really need it for a few sections of the trail. So this I'll have shipped to me when I do need it, and I think that's when you get to Kennedy Meadows. That's when you hit the Sierras. And the idea is basically this is where you pack your food and anything that smells that can attract bears, and you're supposed to take it about 200 yards away from your camp. And this is supposed to keep the bears away from your food. They're not supposed to be able to get into this. Like, it's actually pretty hard for me to turn it. You gotta be smarter than the average bear, I guess. But it's supposed to be able to take hits. They're not supposed to be able to bite it or claw at it. So I'm thinking about like getting some reflective tape and putting it up there, so that way it's easier to find in the mornings, because I'm pretty sure it'll be dark in the mornings. So like I said, that'll probably have shipped to me when I actually do need it. Next we have this little mug here, which is awesome. It's got my Houston Chevron Marathon sticker on it. It's got a little carabiner handle, and it had a lid, but I lost the lid on the hike. I had this clipped to the outside of my pack, and I guess the lid got caught on the branch and it flipped off. But this thing's awesome. I love it. It's the perfect size for a cup of coffee, which is pretty much the only reason I bring this mug with me, so I can drink coffee, because I'm a coffee addict. Next I have this thing here. This isn't the bag that originally goes with it, but this is my water filtration system. Hang on a second here, I'll take it. So the way I have it stored right now, this doesn't look like a bag, but this is like pretty much a baggie, and you fill it up with water, and then you tie this thing, or you screw this thing on there, and then clean water squeezes out of here. And this is basically what you use to filter your water from streams and creeks, or like questionable water sources on the trail, because you pretty much you're not going to be able to find running water everywhere. So you basically gotta make sure your water's safe to drink. I'm also going to get some water treatment pills as a backup, and keep that in my first aid kit. So this will be I've used this a few times. I've filtered water with it, and it's a little questionable for me at first, but I mean, I didn't get sick or anything, and it worked. So that's the important thing. Let me put this away. All right, so this is my hydration bladder. This thing fills up with water. Then this hose attaches to it. I have a mouthpiece washing in the dishwasher right now, and this fills up with water and goes in my pack, and it runs. The hose runs to through my straps, and I can drink water while I'm hiking. So it's about 2.5 liters. Yeah, 2.5 liters. And that's basically where I'm going to be getting my water from. So I'm going to be finding water, filtering it, and then filling that up as I go along on the trail. Then this is basically my homemade first aid kit. I'm probably going to keep adding to it and tweaking it as I get more wilderness experience, but this is what I have so far. Got some medical tape, a hand sanitizer, waterproof tape, a little towel, some antibacterial cream, and a bunch of band-aids, gauze, and I think some ibuprofen pills and stuff. And so that's just my basic setup. Like I said, I'll probably tweak it later to shave some more weight. This thing here is my little cook kit, and it's pretty awesome. Here, let me take it out. Alright, so basically all of this was in that little baggie. This pot, this gas canister, this stove. This is the little box where the stove was in, and the spoon. And that's pretty much what I'm going to be using to cook on trail. I mean, I got my 2 pots, I can heat up water, and my little stove, and that's basically all I need. I mean, I'm pretty much going to be eating ramen, oatmeal, and beans and stuff like that. I mean, I'm pretty simple, so I'm not going to be needing to really cook anything complicated out there. And so this is good enough for me. And let me put this away. And lastly, I have this is my rain gear, rain pants and a rain jacket. I've used it a few times when I've been out on the Lone Star Trail. It's pretty cool. Packs down small. I can just hang it from my tag or just stuff it in the outside of it. Works out pretty well. It's all blue. Nothing fancy. I got it at I think I got this on Amazon too, like for like $20 or something. And that's pretty much it for my gear. Other than that, I got this in the mail a few weeks ago, so I'm really excited about that. Now I'm pretty much legally ready to hike into Canada now, so pretty excited about that. So that's pretty much my video of all the gear that I'm going to be taking with me on the PCT. I'm not exactly sure when the next video that I will be posting will be. Things are going to be a little crazy these next few months. I might be changing jobs, maybe moving out of state, so I'll be keeping pretty busy with that, but I will keep planning, and I'll keep camping as much as I can. I might make another video after I fill out my application for my permit, just to kind of say hi to everybody and let y'all know where I am in the planning process. But once again, thanks for watching, and happy trails, guys. Peace.